Manager of a national team, you know that you hold the joy of the people of Nigeria. They will brag that their team will beat everybody. But if you don't make it a reality, they will have a problem with you. I know my Nigeria people. They don't joke with their football. Because when politics and everything stands their back of them, the only thing that brings Niger people joy is Super Eagles. I'm telling you. So people's traveling to USA is based on what you will do as a head coach.
DJ Paco Ray.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the channel. Just before we wrap up for the day, this great news came in that the Nigeria national team, or the senior side of Nigeria national team, they have a new coach. And he's an African brother. Now you get a sense. You get my point of why we need to, reunite as African brothers. A whole Nigerian national team appointed an Ivorian to be their national team head. Not forgetting that Ghana's former head coach, Akwesi Appiah, was also appointed as the head coach in another man's country. But anyway, before we start showing you pictures and visuals of how he was unveiled as the national head coach, let me greet you wherever you're watching from. I know people are watching from the States. Big love to you. The UK, Europe, everywhere you're watching, big love to you. Yes, sometimes there are certain news I think you already know, but some of my viewers have already also told me that, DJ, when you say it, then we know that it is true. And so sometimes, even though it's out there in the public domain, it is my duty and responsibility to, verify and also let you know that this news is authentic. And so mostly I'm called DJ Paco Rich, but in the streets, my fans call me Mazi, some they call me Otumba, some they call me Siriki. And there's them. Odeshi. Anyway, what did happen now? And so the great news we have is that we know that Nigeria football team, which personally that is my second team. You all know, I mean, I'm part of that team. I followed them to Ivory Coast and all that. They are my only hope in this year AFCON. Yes, because unfortunately my motherland couldn't make it. And so once we have Nigeria going there, I would want the best coach for my team. Because last year we went to the second position, and I felt we were very close to, the trophy. And so this year, I think we have to do our possible best to actually win the cup for Nigeria. And so when I heard that they have appointed a new coach, it was some kind of joy to me. And I'm going to share with you some few things you need to know about this new coach. His name is Éric Chelle Sékou. And when hearing that name, you should know that it's coming from the French side. He's a born Ivorian. Yes, his dad is an Ivorian father and his mom is a Malian. So he's half Ivory Coast, half Mali, and so that's a French affair. He's played in a couple of teams in the French national team, and he's been doing so well for himself. But then he moved into the coaching career, and he's done quite some great stuff. He's coached the, Mali national team. That is on the national side. On the 7th of January, which is this year, he was appointed as the head coach of the Nigerian national team. And so we are going to delve much into that. And so let's read about what the Punch newspaper in Nigeria reported about Éric. The unveiling took place on Monday in the media conference room at the MKO Abiola National Stadium in Abuja. Punch Online reports that Éric was appointed as the new coach of Nigeria's senior men national team last Tuesday, following a recommendation from the Nigeria Football Federation Technical and Development Committee. He becomes the third coach to take charge of the team since the departure of the Portuguese coach. According to the Nigeria Football Federation, the 47-year-old and his assistant will lead Super Eagles B team at the next month's African Nations Championship in Tanzania, Kenya, and Uganda, before focusing on the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying campaign, which begins with matches like Rwanda away and Zimbabwe home in March. And so these are what we are expecting our man to do. And so this is how, they unveiled him. It was all that beautiful unveiling ceremony of Éric Sékou Chelle as Super Eagles head coach. He's a fine gentleman, but one thing I would need to tell him is that Nigerians do not joke with their football. And so if you're coaching a Nigerian national team, you need to deliver, because if you fail to deliver and you use the wrong team and you follow some things, you go take a woto. And so he gave his speech, and I'm sure he should be able to communicate in English. I'm not sure Nigeria is going to pay extra translator to be translating his languages to the footballers, even though some of the footballers can speak French. But we believe this is a good news for our people. So there is hope that when we go to Morocco, we can do something. At least now we have a new coach with some good track records. We are hoping. I don't know much about him. I mean, I'm getting to know more of him based on his appointments as the Nigerian head coach. And so I can't say so much. We are just observing. You guys are Nigerians. You know your team well. You know your players well. Do you think Éric has what it takes to lead the Nigerian national team? If he has, why not? He's an Ivorian, Malian, African brother. We definitely have to give him the chance. Not like, you'll let me have that conversation. But truly, like they said, to whom much is given, much is expected. Nigeria has over 300 million population or plus. But among them, they left their shores and they chose you as the head coach for their national team. For this reason, Mr. Éric, you have no reason to fail Nigeria. They went through hardship in the qualification of the African Cup of Nations. So we believe that your expertise and your experience is good enough to ease their pains and wahala. And as a manager of a national team, you know that you hold the joy of the people of Nigeria. They will brag that their team will beat everybody. But if you don't make it a reality, they will have a problem with you. I know my Nigeria people. They don't joke with their football. Because when politics and everything stands their back of them, the only thing that brings Niger people joy is Super Eagles. I'm telling you. So people's traveling to USA is based on what you will do as a head coach. A word to a wise, they say, it's in the north, or it's in the east, or it's in the south. I'll leave it here. People, let me know what you think about Coach Éric, the new coach for Nigeria national team. Do you think he can deliver? What are your expectations? Let me know. Here we go. Boom.
DJ Paco Rich.